In this lesson, we're going to look at how we determine the midpoint of 2 points. So we're going to determine how to find the coordinates of the midpoint of 2 points that are on the same line. So the midpoint of 2 collinear points, which means that they are on the same line. So here's what we do. The midpoint is if you have a point A, which with coordinates x1 and y1, and point B with coordinates x2 and y2 on the same line, then the midpoint is going to be the average of the x coordinates and the average of the y coordinate points. So let me just demonstrate that. So if we have a line right here, and this is point A, and this is point B, your midpoint is that point where that divides the line into 2 equal parts. So now let's look at the midpoint of this point P and point Q. Let's call it M, which is what I like to use. We're going to have, for the x coordinates, we're going to look at the average of both points. So we have 4 plus 10 over 2. And for the y, we have 8 plus 18 over 2. So the midpoint M is now going to be 4 plus 10 is 14 divided by 2. We have 7. 8 plus 18, 26 divided by 2, 13. So the midpoint M is going to be that point 7, 13. Let's look at this example. So we have another M. You could choose any letter. I just like to use M. It's a more acceptable standard. So M is going to be negative 5 plus 9 over 2, and then 8 plus 5 over 2. So now we have midpoint M is going to be negative 5 plus 9 is 4, divided by 2 is going to be 2. 8 plus 5 is 13 divided by 2, so we can leave it this way, or we can convert that to decimals if you prefer. So either one of these should be fine. And then our final example, we have the midpoint M is going to be negative 5 minus plus negative 9 divided by 2, and then we have negative 7 plus negative 11 divided by 2. So the coordinates of M, negative 5 plus negative 9 is negative 14 divided by 2 is going to give us negative 7. Negative 7 plus negative 11 is going to give us negative 18 divided by 2 should give us negative 9. So this is the midpoint of the midpoint of a line where you have so this is the midpoint of the points PQ that reside on the same line. So an important thing to remember, to consistently remember, is that you only deal with midpoints if they are on the same line. So that means the points must be collinear, which means reside on the same line.